A very warm welcome to the students of class 9. Today let's do another lesson from your class 9 textbook Beehive. A truly beautiful mind is the name of the lesson. Coming to the theme, children, this brief sketch of the life and achievements of the great personality or genius Albert Einstein reveals that extraordinary personalities with exceptional intellectual capabilities are not necessarily noticed during the early years. The author focuses on two aspects of Einstein's personality, as a scientist and as a human being. As a scientist, his marvelous discoveries created a revolution in the scientific world, and as a human being, he worked towards peace and democracy in the world. Coming to the title of this biographical feature, The Truly Beautiful Mind, it is very appropriate as it covers both the intelligence of Einstein and his humanistic tendencies. As a genius, he made an immense, a huge contribution to the world of science by presenting startling or amazing theories, and as a human being, he preached for peace and democracy. Thus, his mind was really beautiful, teeming with new ideas and human concerns. Coming to the summary, children, this chapter is a short biography of Albert Einstein. The title, A Truly Beautiful Mind, refers to Albert Einstein as he was a great scientist. Where they highlight some of his qualities, the chapter, the lesson also shows Albert's interest in mathematics and physics and his ordinary human attributes. However, the title, A Truly Beautiful Mind, may let you wonder how a scientist's mind can be beautiful. It is because in this lesson we get to know about another aspect of his life, his other side, that he believes in humanity. Moreover, he advocated world peace and non-violence his entire life. That's why the title refers to him as a truly beautiful mind. Coming to the early years of Albert Einstein, he was born on 14th March 1879 in the German city of Ulm. He was a normal-looking child, but his mother thought he was a freak as his head was too large. He began to speak very late and did not speak until the age of 2.5. When he finally started speaking, he uttered everything twice, so the other children made fun of him and called him Brother Boring. Albert Einstein loved to play with mechanical toys and preferred being by himself. He had a little sister called Maja. The headmaster at the school Einstein studied in told his father that no matter what career Einstein would choose, he would never be successful. When he was 6 years old, he learned to play the violin. He later became a gifted amateur violinist. He went to high school in Munich. Albert Einstein was a good student. He scored good marks in all subjects, but he did not like the strict discipline or regimentation of the school. So he left the school for good at the age of 15 because he was feeling stifled or suffocated. His parents had moved to Milan and left him in Munich with relatives. He got to continue his education in a city which was more liberal than Munich. Albert Einstein had said, "School failed me, and I failed the school. It bored me. The teachers behaved like surgeons. I wanted to learn what I wanted to know, but they wanted me to learn for the exam. What I hated the most was the competitive system there, and especially sports. Because of this, I wasn't worth anything, and several times they suggested I leave." Albert Einstein was interested in physics and was highly gifted in mathematics. After passing high school, he joined a university in Zurich. Albert got interested in a fellow student. He fell in love with Mileva Maric, who he thought was very clever. He found an ally in her. She was a young Serb and highly intelligent. At the age of 21, he was a university graduate, but unemployed. He did not have a job. He worked as a teaching assistant and gave private lessons. Coming to the career of Albert Einstein, he secured a job in 1902 as a technical expert in a patent office in Bern. His job was to assist other people's discovery. He was secretly developing his own ideas. He published his famous paper in 1905 on special theory of relativity, according to which time and distance are not absolute. As you all know, children, he also derived the world's most famous formula that describes the relationship between mass and energy, E is equal to mc square. Einstein wanted to marry Mileva after finishing his studies, but his mother did not approve of it as she thought Mileva was too old for him and was highly intellectual. They finally got married in Jan 1903 and had 2 sons. Unfortunately, they could not get along and divorced in the year 1919. After his divorce with Mileva, Einstein then married his cousin Elsa the same year. In 1915, Albert Einstein had published his General Theory of Relativity. An eclipse of the sun in 1919 proved that it was accurate or correct. He had correctly calculated the extent to which the light from fixed stars would be deflected through the sun's gravitational field in advance. His work was considered a scientific revolution. He received the Nobel Prize in 1921 for physics. He was showered with honors and invitations from all over the world and was lauded by the press. The Americans, on the other hand, developed the atomic bomb in a secret project of their own and dropped it on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945. Einstein was deeply shaken by the extent of destruction. This time, he wrote a long letter to the United Nations in which he proposed the formation of a world government. Einstein got all the more By this time, Einstein emigrated. He went to the US when the Nazis came to power in Germany in 1933. 5 years later, the discovery of nuclear fission in Berlin had American physicists in an uproar. Albert Einstein wrote a letter to the American President Franklin D. Roosevelt on 2nd August 1939, warning him about the dangers of atom bombs and the bombs the Nazis had planned to use. Albert Einstein's words greatly influenced Roosevelt. On the other hand, the Americans developed the atomic bomb in a secret project of their own and dropped it on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945. Einstein was deeply shaken by the extent of destruction. This time, he wrote a letter to the United Nations in which he proposed the formation of a world government. Einstein got all the more involved in politics and he used his popularity to campaign for peace and democracy. Albert Einstein died in 1955 at the age of 76. He was known and celebrated as a visionary and world citizen as much as a scientific genius. This account of the life and personality of the famous scientist Einstein gives us the message that a beautiful mind possesses not only innovative ideas but also makes sincere efforts to use these ideas for the well-being of mankind. Science should be solely devoted to the promotion of worldwide peace and prosperity. If used for destructive purposes, the scientific inventions and discoveries can wreak havoc on the earth. So children, with this we come to the end of the lesson, A Truly Beautiful Mind. Thank you and God bless.